You will earn somewhere around $1.7 million in your lifetime. Say that number out loud. $1.7 million. If somebody handed you that as one single check today, you'd probably never worry about money again. But you're not getting it today. You're getting it in tiny pieces, over 60 plus years, and most of it will quietly disappear before you even notice it arrived. Rent, groceries, a subscription you forgot you had, a treat yourself that quietly became a habit. Here's the thing, nobody sits you down and tells you. Money isn't one big test you take at age 30 and pass or fail. It's a game with levels, and just like any game, the mistakes you make on level 1 don't stay on level 1. They follow you, they compound, literally. So today, we're doing something different. Not, here's a stock tip. We're going through your entire financial life, age by age. From the kid shaking a piggy bank, to the grandparent balancing a fixed income, and at every level, I'll show you the trap almost everyone falls into, and the one move that gets you out of it. Doesn't matter if you're 12 or 62, somewhere in the next 20 minutes, you're going to see yourself. Stick around, because level 4 wrecks more people financially than any other single age bracket in this video, and I bet you don't guess it right. Let's start at the beginning. The level everyone assumes doesn't matter. One rule for this whole video, zero jargon, no PE ratios, no expense ratios. If your grandmother and your nephew can both watch this and both walk away, having learned something they can use today, I've done my job. 12 age brackets, 5 years old to 80 plus. At each one, the trap, a quick real scenario, so it's not abstract. A stat that'll make you put your phone down, and the one-line fix. Stick to the end. The last few minutes ties this whole thing together with one idea that changes how you think about every dollar you touch. Age 5. Let's go. Level 1. Age 5 to 9. This is the level everyone assumes doesn't matter. It matters more than almost any other because it's the only blank slate you'll ever get. The trap. To a 5-year-old, money is magic paper that comes out of a wall or appears with a tap on a screen. Nobody's born understanding money is finite. If nobody teaches that on purpose, the brain quietly defaults to, there's always more coming. The exact belief that wrecks people financially 30 years later, just with a credit card instead of a parent's wallet. Real scenario, a 6-year-old points at candy, a parent taps their card without a thought. To the kid, that's the whole transaction. Point, tap, candy. No visible link between wanting a thing and having less of something else. That invisible gap is where the trouble starts. The stat. A huge amount of our core money behavior, how we feel about saving, spending, risk, is already forming by around age 7, not 25. 7. The fix here costs nothing. A clear jar, 3 labels, spend, save, give. Every dollar a kid gets, split 3 ways, in front of their own eyes. Watching a pile of coins get smaller teaches more in 30 seconds than any lecture. The fix, make money visible before you make it complicated. Level 2, age 10 to 14. Now the piggy bank gets a rival, one with a marketing department behind it. The trap. This is the first age money goes fully digital and invisible. Game skins, in-app currency. Spending a physical $5 bill causes a little discomfort in your brain. Tapping a screen causes almost none. That discomfort isn't a bug. It's your brain doing math. Remove it and the math stops happening. Real scenario, an 11-year-old is 3 purchases deep into a game buying just one more skin, and somewhere, a parent is about to open their banking app and wonder if they got hacked. They didn't. They got out-designed. The stat, kids given a prepaid card with a hard, visible limit make fewer impulse purchases than kids with open access to a parent's card. Because they can literally watch the number move. The fix, if the money's digital, make the limit digital and visible too. A number you can watch move is a number your brain respects. Level 3, age 15 to 19. The first job, the first paycheck, and the first time every teenager learns one rude word, taxes. The trap, you're hired at $12 an hour, you do the math, 40 hours, that's $500, and the actual check shows up $80 later. First real contact with the gap between what you earn and what you keep. Real scenario, holding that first stub up to the light like it's forged. It's not forged, that's just taxes. The stat. This is also the single best window of your life to start saving, not because you have more money than ever, but because compound growth cares about time in the game, not the size of the first deposit. Money saved at 17 has roughly twice as many years to grow as the same dollar saved at 35. The fix. You don't need a big first paycheck. You need a long runway. Save even 5% starting now. Time does the rest for free. Level 4, age 20 to 24. The level I promised. The one that wrecks more people than any other in this entire video. The trap. You turn 18 and become a target for something you were never taught to defend against. Credit. Campus tables handing out free t-shirts for signing up. Buy now, pay later. Buttons next to every checkout. The trap isn't spending money you have. It's spending money you don't, while being told that's normal. Real scenario. A 21-year-old signs up for a free hoodie. 6 months later, there's a balance that never quite hits zero. Not from one big purchase, from 40 small ones, none of which felt like a big deal. That's the same visibility problem from level 2, just with 3 more zeros attached. The stat. Early 20s adults carry ongoing credit card debt at a higher rate than almost any other age group, and interest on that debt compounds against you the exact same way investing compounds for you. Same formula, opposite direction. That's why this is the dangerous level. It's the first time the compound interest weapon points at you. The fix. Credit isn't the villain. Carrying a balance is. Pay the full statement every month, no exceptions, and credit flips from a trap into one of your most powerful tools. 4 levels down, the danger zone's behind us. If even one of these has hit close to home, hit subscribe now, because the back half covers what most finance content skips. Your 30s, your 50s, and the retirement math nobody explains until it's too late. Let's keep going. Quick gut check. Drop it in the comments. Which levels hit you hardest so far? The jar, the phone, the first paycheck, or the credit card table? I read every one, and it shapes what I make next. Back to the levels. Level 5, age 25 to 29. The trap, the adulting all at once level. Rent, a lease with your name on it, maybe a first real job with a health plan and retirement plan you've never touched. Everything hits at once, and most people just freeze and deal with none of it. Real scenario. Someone stares at an email titled, "Your benefits enrollment closes in 3 days," full of words like vesting schedule, and closes the laptop to deal with it tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes the deadline. Nothing gets picked. The stat. A huge number of people this age leave free money on the table every year by not contributing enough to get their full employer retirement match. Not an investment tip. Your employer is literally handing you cash, and you're saying no without realizing it. The fix. Grab the free money first. Match your employer match before you optimize anything else. Level 6, age 30 to 34. The trap. The level where money stops being solo for a lot of people. A partner, maybe a kid, maybe a mortgage. Suddenly, every decision has a second vote, and most couples have never actually talked about how they were each raised to think about money. Real scenario. One partner tracks every dollar, the other never has, and never worried about it. Neither's wrong, but zero communication turns that gap into a fight about a receipt that's really about 2 different definitions of financial safety. The stat. Money disagreements remain one of the most commonly cited stressors in relationships. Not because people don't love each other, but because nobody taught either of them how to actually talk about it. The fix. One honest conversation about money habits beats 100 silent arguments about a receipt. Level 7, age 35 to 39. The trap. Peak sandwich pressure. Bigger mortgage or rent, kids getting more expensive, a career taking off or quietly plateauing, and a nagging voice asking, "Shouldn't I have more saved by now?" Real scenario. 11 p.m. Typing, "Is it too late to start investing?" into a search bar, expecting a devastating answer. It's never devastating. It's never too late. It just gets slightly harder each year you wait. The stat. Most people this age have saved far less than they assume. Not from laziness, but because start next year quietly ate start now for about a decade. The fix. Stop comparing yourself to an imaginary version of you who started earlier. Start fully from exactly where you are today. Level 8, age 40 to 49. The trap. Peak earning decade and peak spending decade right alongside it. Bigger house, kids' activities, maybe maybe aging parents needing help. Income goes up, but the savings gap doesn't shrink. Sometimes it grows. Real scenario, a raise lands, and within months, a boat feels like a smart investment in family memories. Might genuinely bring joy. The point is, the raise disappeared into lifestyle before a single extra dollar hits savings. The stat, lifestyle creep. Spending more simply because you're earning more without deciding to is one of the biggest reasons high earners this age still feel financially behind. The fix, every raise, split it before you feel it. Half to lifestyle, half straight to savings, automatically. Level 9, age 50 to 59. The trap. Retirement stops being abstract and becomes a real number with a real date. Genuinely scary for a lot of people. So the trap here isn't overspending, it's avoidance. Real scenario. A retirement account login sits bookmarked, unclicked for over a year, not from apathy, but fear of what the balance says. The stat. Many retirement systems allow larger catch-up contributions starting right around this age, built specifically for people who are behind. Most who'd benefit have no idea it exists. The fix. Look at the number today. Avoidance doesn't shrink the gap. It just shortens the runway to fix it. Level 10, age 60 to 69. The trap. The whole game flips. Your entire life up to now was about earning and saving. Now, it's about spending correctly. A totally different skill nobody teaches, because don't outlive your money is a genuinely hard problem. Real scenario. A retiree who saved diligently for 40 years stands in a cereal aisle debating a 60-cent price gap. Not from necessity, from a don't touch the savings rule that doesn't just switch off on day one of retirement. The stat. A large share of retirees actually underspend out of fear early on, sitting on money they worked a lifetime to save. The fix. A plan for spending matters just as much as a plan for saving ever did. Level 11, age 70 to 79. The trap. At this level, the biggest risk usually isn't a bad investment. It's fraud. Scams targeting older adults are massive and well documented, precisely because this group is more likely to have real savings and to trust an unexpected call. Real scenario. A voice claims to be a panicked grandchild in trouble, needing money wired right now. Please don't tell anyone. It's never the grandchild. It's a script run against thousands of people a day because it works often enough. The stat. Fraud against older adults costs billions every year, and most of it is never even reported, often out of embarrassment. The fix. No legitimate person or institution will ever ask you to pay in gift cards or wire transfers under time pressure. Hang up, call the family member back yourself. Level 12, age 80 plus. The final trap. The task isn't about you anymore. It's about what you leave behind and how clearly. Unclear wishes cause more family damage than almost anything else on this list, and it's completely avoidable with paperwork most people put off for decades. Real scenario. A family gathers after losing a parent, already grieving, now guessing what that parent actually wanted because nothing was ever written down. The stat. A large majority of adults never get around to writing their wishes down anywhere official. The fix. Clarity is the last gift. A simple, written, updated plan is worth more than any amount left in an account. 12 levels, 1 lifetime. Here's the thread underneath all of them. At 5, it's a jar you can see through. At 15, it's time in the game. At 20, it's keeping the compound interest weapon pointed for you, not against you. At 30, it's an honest conversation with the people you share money with. At 50, it's finally looking at the number. At 80, it's writing it all down, so the people you love aren't left guessing. Different tools, same idea every time. Money was never really about the number in the account. It was always about control over your time, your choices, and eventually the people you leave that control to. If you saw yourself somewhere in this video, everyone does. That's the point of building it this way. Do 2 things. Drop your age in the comments and tell me which level called you out hardest. And if you want more of this, no jargon, no gatekeeping, straight talk about money at every stage of life. Subscribe, because next week is the flip side of this format. The 12 biggest money myths people believe at every one of these same ages. I'll see you in the next one.